So a viewer asked me to explain legendaries and legendary aspects because he's new to the game. So in this video, I'm going to be covering the occultist, and legendary aspects, and how to craft your own legendaries. Let's get it. So in Diablo 4, legendary aspects are huge to your build and the end game, and even useful in PvP when making your build. Now, people are asking, how do you make your legendaries? How do you get aspects? Well, the first way you get aspects is through the Codex of Power. The Codex of Power is your infinite legendary aspect store, but all of these aspects will always roll with the lowest roll. So if you're trying to min-max your character or your build, you need to go out in the world and get lucky with RNG and find, let's say, a maxed out roll. But for example, the Codex will always tell you what dungeon you need to complete. So if you see, if I go do Halls of the Damned in Kyrgyzstan, I will unlock the Disobedience aspect, and I will have this forever. But again, like I said, it will roll at the lowest roll. So if I want to get a better stat, I need to go out and find it. Now, the other way you can get it too is just by going out and finding a legendary like this. So for example, this one has damaging an elite, gives me a barrier. So let's say I want this legendary aspect. All I have to do is come to the occultist, which you can always find in every major city, and this is his icon right here. It's this triangle with 3 circles. You're going to talk to him. You're going to go to the extract aspect tab. You're going to click that item. You're going to click the legendary. You grab it, and you'll see that it says the legendary is going to be destroyed. But in your bag, though, you will get this aspect. So I extract it. Now if I go into my bag, it's in there, right here. So if I want to in the future, I can put this on, let's say, a piece of gear that I really like, that I want, and I want to turn that into a legendary. Now, I did tell you that you can make your own legendary, so how do you make your own legendary? Well, 2 ways, either by extracting the aspects that you find on the world or through the Codex of Power. I'm going to show you both. So if I go to imprint an aspect, I click on the wand, and let's say I use the Codex of Power for the first one. I come in here, and these are all the aspects that I can use right now. So let's say I want to do, let's say I'll just use any of these. Here, we'll use this one for the rogue, because why not, right? The rogue is going to use a wand. So I put this on there, and I craft it. Boom, and as you see, the aesthetic changed. It now has a Codex of Power roll, and now I have turned this into a legendary. Now, let's say I want to use an aspect that I found in the world. So what I do is I go to Item, I put the wand that I want to enchant, and I go to Aspect from Inventory. And this is going to pull aspects that you have in your bag. So I'm going to use this Meteor one that I have. Now, this rare is going to turn into a legendary. And there you go. So now I've created my own legendary through the Codex of Power and through finding one out in the world, and I've showed you how to extract. Now, one more thing I want to show you too over here is you can actually change a stat on a piece of gear. So let's say I take this wand, and I'm not going to really have a chill build, so I want to get rid of this and switch it for something else. You can see, though, it's pretty hefty price the first time you do it. You change it, and then you can pick, oh, core skill damage. Awesome, I can buff my main DPS. But let's say, man, I want to change it again because my build changed. You guys see how it went from like $84,000 to $422,000. So guys, it gets expensive the more you do it. I'll do this just to show you. So boom. So now a 35 intelligence instead, but I can choose to just keep it, which I'm going to do. And I hit replace. And if I want to do it again, it's 500,000. Now, that's just a way, guys, you can min-max your character. I hope this helped you out. Remember, you can get legendary aspects through running dungeons on your first completion, or by finding them out in the world and then going to the occultist and extracting those aspects. You can put them on a better piece of gear. And remember, if you find, let's say, a god tier piece of rare armor and you love it, but there's just one aspect that if it could change to make it perfect, you can always come to this guy and change that perk. Thank you guys so much, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.